Hey guys, welcome back to, well, this is an episode on kind of like how to get by on crutches. So many of you know, or maybe you don't know, I ruptured my Achilles tendon about 6 or 7 weeks ago. And so I just wanted to create a video about how to get by on crutches. I had never really experienced more than maybe 1 week on crutches. So I wanted to create this video, just little kind of do's and don'ts and maybe a little advice. On what's life like with crutches. So one of the first things I need to mention is if you're on a backpack, if you're on a backpack, you got to get crutches. No, other way around. If you're on crutches, get a good backpack. Get a backpack. Get one that's comfortable. Get one that you can kind of take with you. That's on and off. Really, when you're on crutches, you don't have access to your hands. So everything you need is going to be in your backpack. Your backpack are going to be your hands. So you want to take good care of your backpack. You want to make sure that it's accessible and that it's comfortable. Because you're not really taking this off. If you go in the shower, of course, you're gonna take it off. If you're sleeping, you'll take it off. But really, I have it sometimes when I'm sitting, because I'm always kind of ready to go, able to go. So that's number one, is make sure you get yourself a backpack and it's accessible and it's comfortable, and always have it with you when you're out of the house, even in the house. And we'll get to that. Okay, so why backpack, you ask? Well, of course, you don't have hands, so that means every kind of simple things like making dinner or breakfast or any kind of meal of the day, you're gonna prepare it in your kitchen, and then you're gonna have to load it into Tupperware, which you'll then put into your bag. So I've got lots of different kinds of Tupperware here. And okay, so we talked a little bit about what kinds of food, and then I just want to just kind of briefly touch on transporting your food. So I have Tupperware here that I can load up and I can throw into my backpack and then head over to my seating area. Pretty convenient, but another kind of just good tip is I just been sort of having most of my meals over my sink. That's a bonus, or just a little hack. I've also just kind of found it's easier just to keep all of my clean dishes just out. It's just kind of a nuisance to walk around and hop around and put them away. So I just kind of keep everything just over there. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. I want to show you this. This is a coffee tumbler, and I bought this kind of regrettably at the time with this kind of silly handle, but it's been very handy for, I'm just gonna cut actually to a shot of that. Very handy for, you can't really see that, but that's kind of the technique you can kind of do with this thing. You kind of hold on to it. So I really recommend one of these. It's the Kinto. It's one of the crutches. It's kind of almost crutch color too, but it's something they make. I don't know if it's actually for people with crutches, but it's very handy. So maybe you want to check that out. And of course, it goes in the backpack, right? Everything. Really, kind of get back to it. Everything, your whole life is gonna be, everything's gonna be in the backpack. So have it ready. Have it ready when you are. Yeah. Okay, so if you're eating a lot of cereal and pasta, you're gonna create a lot of waste, a lot of recycled waste, and that's gonna become a problem pretty soon. As you can see, my garbage and my recycling has filled up within a week or two, and you can't really, once you're on crutches, you can't really take the garbage out or the recycling or compost out. So kind of what little life hack here, I've just started to kind of put all of my waste material, just kind of stash it in the corner. And then also, as you can see here, I've kind of, another thing is just started putting my compost in the freezer here. It's kind of overpiling, but we're gonna kind of hold out for maybe for a couple more months until I can kind of get back on my feet. But that's just a little trick. So recycling overflowing, find another spot for it. And the garbage, kind of like Andy Dufresne, you kind of maybe take little bits out with you in your backpack as you go. Back to the building can be kind of tough, so I kind of just take it to public places. Just little bits of garbage at a time. Just another thing that's kind of cool is when you only have 1 foot for, I have 2 feet, but when you only have one foot for hanging out, for walking, you only really need, that means you're only going to need all your 1 feet. So I got all my right shoes here just kind of lined up. I've kind of just thrown out the rest of my shoes, but these are all you're gonna need, which is kind of handy, kind of saves space, and it's just kind of a way to keep organized and keep your spirits high, just knowing that you got your shoes, the right shoe for the right time. Okay, so just another thing, I can't really get a good light on that, but one thing to be cautious about is that you're not really going to be able to get around the apartment to water your plants as easily. So either maybe give them to a friend, or you can let them die. But just know that well, there's nothing really to know. I mean, really, I should be creating a video about how to keep a good mind, how to keep your spirits high in this. So maybe we'll do that later. The other thing is, once in a while, you're gonna need to bathe. This is more kind of when you're on the cast mode. I can actually take my boot off now, but early on you might be in a cast or something. So I really recommend one of these fun little shower boots. It just means you can shower, which is gonna be kind of important for your moral hygiene. And I'm selling mine for, you know, $5 or $10, $15, whatever you got. If you want it, it's clean, so it's used it in the shower. So hit me up in the comments if you're still interested in that. Just another thing I wanted to show you. Notice backpack always on. Just another thing I want to show you. You know, yeah, you're not as mobile as you used to be, but you have a few weapons at your side. So one is you can make use of the crutch while you're down. So, you know, other objects kind of around your apartment, just kind of reach out. This works really well for the boot, the plastic boot. Not well for everything in your apartment, obviously. Okay, so just another kind of little hack I have here is your armpits and your sides are gonna get pretty sore, of course, if you're just carrying yourself around. So as you can see here, I've got a few different sweaters that I usually wrap. If I'm going out for the day and it could be a lot of walking, just helps relieve some of that pain and some of that pressure. The other nice thing is it doubles up as an actual sweater, so if you get cold or you got 2 sweaters, so if you and a friend are out, you guys can keep warm. I guess you can't do both, but at least you keep them warm or you keep them comfortable. So that's kind of the double sweater technique. So one other thing is you kind of want to stay a little bit active. It's not really safe maybe to go outside all the time, but certainly in your apartment, you can just be kind of doing different, depends how big your apartment is, of course, but I like to do kind of side steps, kind of walkthroughs. That's sort of, the walkthrough is sort of this motion coming through and pivot and then come back. Of course, I'm using the right foot all the time because my left foot's a bit injured, but you know, if you want to practice but maybe you know you're gonna have surgery coming up and you want to practice with both feet, both legs or something. You don't know which leg you're gonna be needing, so it's good to keep both your legs, of course, strong and active, and you don't want any stiff limbs or anything like that. So just to show that again. So that's coming down and then coming across. Okay, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about crutches and how to get by with them. And of course, this isn't it, right? I've only been learning for the last 7 or 8 weeks, so there's a lot more knowledge to come, fortunately. And if you guys got some more tips or things about how to get by, Jasper and I would love to hear them. So hang out, hang around, stay up, stay positive, and see you next time.